Hey yo, folks, hello and welcome to another episode of our EU4 playthrough as Portugal. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, guys, we're smacking down France. The war continues. We are winning. We are about to break through over here in Navarre. Once we take this fort, that will open the road into France itself. We are all the while working on sieging down the Teruel fort, or the fort in Teruel, the fort in Leon, as well as consolidating our control of all the various different provinces in Iberia, guys. Our war score is increasing. Their ports are blockaded. The war goal, which is the Great Karoo here, easily occupied in the opening moments of the war, and our war score is ticking up because of that. We are currently doing quite well in the war in the colonial regions. Just sort of working on tracking down and destroying their different little armies that are floating around here. But most of colonial Brazil is occupied. Illinois is their capital's taken, but they're still kicking. Fortunately, the French have occupied California, but doing pretty well, I would say. Doing pretty well indeed. It seems interesting enough, this Tlapanek has actually been, for whatever reason, attacking New Castile here. That's interesting. But nonetheless, yeah, guys, we're doing pretty well here, I would say. Yeah, the Americas front, we're definitely winning. I mean, we might even already be able to piece out. Yeah, we can piece out Illinois if we want to. We could take a few provinces if we do so desire. What would we be able to take? Not much at all. Not much at all. But we could take a few, or we could take one, or one really low development one. We could take one 3 development province from them. I think we'll let this ride a little longer. I'd like to take at least a few provinces from Illinois. It might actually be better if we take some up here. Get some of their colonial Cascadia land, or some of the colonial Cascadia land. It's amazing, actually, how many gold provinces they managed to get over here. I'm getting actually a surprising amount of gold for the treasure fleets from Portuguese Cascadia. I'm actually kind of surprised by that. I think one of them we should probably focus on taking is Guyana here, which has fur, which is a great trade good as it is, or a pretty good trade good as it is. It also has the potential to get coal, guys. Coal. That's crucial. We want our coal provinces. Late in the game, those are going to be, man, so huge, guys. Like, I mean, literally, like with coal, if you create a furnace, which you can only create furnaces on coal-producing provinces, I believe it increases your production efficiency, or either production efficiency or goods produced, by either 5 or 10%, which is huge, massive. And you stack that with a lot of coal provinces, I mean, you're dominating, guys. You're dominating. So there's quite a few around the world. Like we have, well, actually, we don't have this one. How many do we have that are potential coal producers? Well, we will be taking Asturias and Leon. Those are coal producing. We have, Penoyas, or is basically like the Transvaal in South Africa. That's one. We could take one from Barrow here. There's one over here in Australia that we have. There's one here in Cebu that we have. Other than that, we actually don't have as many as I would like. Because frankly, Portugal is not really a country that's automatically set up to have a lot of them. Well, we have one here and down in Brazil. Yeah, so we don't, also, of course, Victoria, right? Vancouver Island, we have that one. Well, yeah, so that's not a whole huge amount. I mean, not that there's that many to begin with, really. And most of them are in the middle of Europe. There's quite a lot in England as well. But yeah, so we definitely want to get our hands on more of those, or more of those coal potential provinces. So with this war, we can at least take those two over there in Spain, and then we could take this one over here in Alberta. So I think that we'll probably focus on that. So in order to get that, what kind of war score would we have to get? So we'd have to at least go around the Northern Rockies here. Yeah, so we have to have 38 war score. And I mean, if we were to take all these other ones here, get the whole British Columbia and Alberta over from them, kind of banish them from that little area, that would take 72 war score, which we would have to do quite a number on them more, Illinois, in order to do that. But I think that's definitely doable, especially once we finish consolidating our control in Brazil, and we can bring some more of our guys up to the north, including these armies, as well as basically all of our colonial armies. They can start kind of filtering up north. Oh yeah, we got these guys hunting enemy fleets, huh? It looks like they're about to get the drop on it. Well, at least this one. All right, maybe quite a few of these guys. What are these guys doing? Okay. Got our fleets over here. Beautiful frigates. Anyway, so guys, yeah, let's get going. I was originally intending on having one little grouping come up here and relieve the siege on this fort up in Brittany, but trouble is there that they were actually able to take the fort or retake the fort before I was able to do that. But that's not really any skin off my back. That's okay. So I just put them back. Like I had a group of 30,000 go over to Cantabria. Yeah, it was the Tercio de Lisboa. And yeah, I had them occupy Cantabria or Cantabria over here. And with intention of then having them go over here. But, it worked out anyway because that's, a 23 development province, good to have under occupation. And they had 17 light ships stationed over here, and they were forced to go out of the port, and they got eviscerated. So, not too bad. Not too bad at all. So this is interesting. So the soldiers, enemy of their enemy, the soldiers of the Kutai Company gleefully anticipate the chance to battle their hated enemies, the French. It would appear that the bitter feud between Portugal and France extends even to hired swords. So we got one option, a happy coincidence. So that gives us plus 10% morale for our mercenary armies. That's great. But sentiment shared by all true Portuguese men. So that's a green option, meaning that we have some kind of modifier that allows us basically to get a better option. So we'll get, we can go with, enemy of our enemy, same modifier, or enemy of their enemy, which gives, everything. Morale of armies plus 5, which that's available to us because we actually have Kutai, that province, which is right here. So these Kutai people, it's blocked, you can't really see it. Oh, there we go. So the Kutai, or the people from Kutai, are actually citizens or at least subjects of our empire. So they're Portuguese as well, in a sense. So this is sentiment shared by all good Portuguese men, isn't that right? So nice, we got a little morale boost from that. That's good. So we've got a lot of French coming down here. It looks like they're going on in a little bit of an offensive. Not sure exactly what their intentions are, to tell you the truth. Nice to see that Tainan over in Taiwan has been cored up. Is that the only one? Yeah, we actually ended up taking the whole island of Taiwan in the China War, or the war with Yue and Shun, which most of what we did is actually just fed some cores back to Wu, which became like an excellent vassal that we now have. Which they still have plenty of more core provinces. And we're actually able to feed them Beijing because for whatever reason they had Beijing as a core province, if you can believe that. Not bad, right? Not bad. So where we actually did take land was in Taiwan, because we were at war with Tongning and we just full annexed them. So we have the whole island of Taiwan under our control, which is beautiful, which is great. We love that. So got to be wary of these guys. Looks like they're coming down. I'm going to move. Yeah, let's move these guys out of the way here. They're certainly going to be attacked by these guys. I wonder what exactly their intentions are, to be honest with you. And, you know, one thing that's great about the fact that we are getting fairly close to taking Teruel and Navarre is that actually, if you look at this, oh, geez. Well, we might not be as close as we thought to taking Teruel. Crud. I actually expected them to actually rush past and reoccupy some of these areas down here, or maybe even run to occupy some of Granada that I have, or run to siege Ceuta. Wasn't exactly expecting that they would just immediately go for a huge battle right here. And, you know, though they have the men to do it, you know, you look at this, 88,000 here, it's 18,000 here, 57,000 here, another 16,000 here, and over 40,000 coming up. Yeah, they have plenty of guys to take these guys on. So looks like, unfortunately, they'll probably be winning this battle. If I were to put all these guys on forced march, we might be able to get them to escape, potentially. We'll try that, because there's no point in actually having them stay here. So it looks like we're not going to be taking that fort quite yet. Yeah, we'll try to have them escape on forced march, but it looks like we're still going to get caught, unfortunately. Can they get away, or can at least some of them get away? No, looks like not. What's our loyalty on our nobility estate? Yeah, I mean, we can afford to chastise the landowner. Well, okay, so actually having them retreat there wasn't too bad, because now we're no longer sieging the fort, so now we're no longer counted as the attacker. So that gives us a little bit of a bonus in this battle here. Or no? No, we have negative terrain effects. Interesting. It's interesting, though, to see the army composition, or the army composition that the French have versus ours. Now, we don't have enough artillery on these guys, but these guys have way too many artillery and way too many cavalry. It's kind of insane, actually. Like, they have artillery in the first line. It's kind of wild. Oh, we'll see how this plays out. I don't expect to win this. Especially since apparently we have the terrain disadvantage. I thought we weren't going to have that. And what modifier is this? Current value? What is this? Oh, military tactics. So we have advantage in military tactics, disadvantage in morale, and a slight disadvantage in discipline. So, Are they led by a conquistador? Is that what I'm seeing? It's bizarre. All right. Yeah, unfortunately, this battle I don't think we're going to come out on top of. But they don't really have manpower to lose on this, man. I mean, you know, they're sitting at essentially 0 manpower. Well, I have, you know, over 400,000 in reserve. So let's see if we can relieve with these guys. Probably going to get there a little too late. Oh, yeah, we're going to get there way too late. And they have just too many guys. Yeah, no, that's, yeah. And you guys, Free Company, don't even bother engaging. Oh, well, they're now getting caught. Fortunately, at that same moment, the Siege of Leon, not only the Siege of Navarre ends, but the Siege of Leon ends. So actually, we have the men to fight these guys. So you brought over your... Ooh, I just lost a naval battle. Interesting. Not sure where they came from. I'm going to actually go ahead and be pretty careful here. Yeah, unfortunately, I lost a few light ships. Consolidate these guys. Yeah. So, before these guys fully regain their manpower, I think we should engage. Or sorry, fully regain their manpower, like before their reinforcements get in. But what I meant to say is before they fully regain their morale. Now, unfortunately, they are regaining their morale quite quickly. If we can engage some of these guys by the end of the month, that would be the ideal situation. Looks like we might be able to, but it might only be a small grouping. But hey, that's okay. If it's a small grouping, that means we can do a small little stack wipe here. You always want to hit them in the small groups. That's where you get the largest. Get the highest KD ratio, guys. When you have the small groups, you know, you pretty much take like almost no casualties. Yeah, see, 1,300 casualties versus like all 8,000 of them are gone, or all over 8,000 of them are gone. Yeah, so if they're going to end up splitting their guys up, this is not going to work well for the French. And we may be able to fully make up for the little battle that we lost. Though I will be honest, man, their troops are generally superior to mine. But if they're going to be splitting their guys up, you know, they're going to be wasting their advantage. Yeah, another nice little battle won. 31,000. Yeah, they're splitting up. They're just all completely splitting up. This is free. Yeah, they're not being too smart. I noticed though I did complete a conversion somewhere. That means that I have the ability to add another province over here to my trade company, and I believe that may have been Campit here. So I'll add that to the Portuguese Indonesia company. See if there's any others over here where I've been doing lots of conversions. I don't remember having put into my trade company. I don't think there are right now over there. So that's fine. So yeah, let's focus on defeating these little tiny different groups of the French forces. And we'll send you, the Free Swiss Guards, to go and to occupy some more provinces. How about that? Wow, so instantly just vaporize 6,000 of their men. Let's go ahead and now vaporize these over 16,000 men right here. Boom. Boom. Stack wipe, stack wipe, stack wipe, stack wipe. Let's go. Let's see. Let's go. Let's go. Look at these. Look at this KD, man. Look at this KD. To wipe out that entire grouping, we just lost barely 1,500 men. Amazing. On absolute rampage here, guys. Absolute rampage. And look at how their manpower is fallen. And am I seeing that Paris has been taken? Occupied by Jerusalem. Paris, France, occupied by Jerusalem, with the siege being like, how did they even get this? So I don't even see how this happened. Jerusalem's one of my vassals. Did some of their guys come over here and somehow occupy Paris? I mean, how did that happen? Or did one of my allies in the war transfer the occupation to Jerusalem? I don't understand exactly how this happened, but it's kind of wild. But also, there's something we got to check on here. It looks like, Illinois is going on a little bit of a counteroffensive to take back their capital. I've been kind of neglecting this over here. Let's go and take a look what's going on. Beautiful to see. Looks like, looks like these guys are this last of the Castilian Brazil army, or really the French Castilian Brazil army, is getting dunked on. We have, though, these guys attacking our trade fleet. We'll go ahead and relieve them with these 20 ships here we have, the La Plata Squadron. That should be enough to take them out. It's actually very lucky that I looked over here during this time, because if I were to have just let that go, they would have defeated my little group of trade ships. Let's have you guys go over to secure, again, the capital. Maybe we relieve the siege, or if they already siege it down, we can take it back again. Reoccupy Detroit, the capital of Illinois. Detroit, the capital of the Kingdom of Illinois. King Charles Anderson. It's wild. Oh yeah, one thing in this game I've been trying to check on periodically is Ethiopia, because I do want to eventually claim their throne. Now, and I had a opportunity to do so. Like, before I started a stream one time, I actually saw a option. I actually had the ability to do so, because their heir, this guy, Georgis de Trastamarna, had a weak claim for a while. And I wanted to wait until I started the stream to hit the claim throne button. But as what ended up happening, I started the stream and I got preoccupied by other things, and I forgot to hit the claim throne button. And by the time I go back and look, it's average claim, and I can no longer claim the throne. So I really kicked myself for that. But it happens. So we'll just have to, we'll have to be vigilant, check Ethiopia every so often, and we get the opportunity to claim the throne. Interesting how the Sicily troops seem to be now going across here, going across this like the Basque Country route around the coast of the Pyrenees. I would have expected them actually just do an offensive into France, but apparently now they're coming down to Iberia, I guess, to help me out or something, or to help consolidate my control over, or occupation over, Iberia, I suppose, which is welcomed, but I would honestly prefer them focus like on maybe Savoy and Lyon, or just occupying some stuff in the middle of France, maybe this the Poitiers fort, or retaking the Finisterre fort. But it seems here, though, the French have basically created like a huge, just like Alsace-Lorraine and Baden and like the Champagne, Burgundy region. I guess this would be more Burgundy. But yeah, the Lorraine and Alsace and Baden, like sort of Rhine, like right on the Rhine here, they have just a ton of forts here. It's almost like they're doing like a World War II Maginot Line type thing. I mean, they have even forts already stretching all the way in Flanders. It's like they're preparing for World War I or doing the Maginot Line or something. I don't know, but yeah, no, yeah, that's what it is. They have the Maginot Line going. Yeah, so I don't want them to go for the Maginot Line here. I don't really care about that, but anyway, it's an interesting strategy on the part of Sicily. An interesting strategy for France to make a Maginot Line. It's funny. I guess that's what I guess the French can't help but succumb to their more base instincts to just build a giant wall of fortifications between them and Germany. Oh, what? Did I lose this battle even though I... Oh, okay. Yeah, they just didn't make it in time. It's fine. I was about to say, how did they lose? Yeah, so I'm going to have to let my army rest here because they've been fighting, grouping after grouping after grouping, and their morale is starting to dip down. Major. What kind of attrition are they getting? 2%, 3%? It's not horrendous. We'll wait for this month to tick down, and then we'll start attacking again. At the end of the month, they're going to get a boost in their morale. Yeah, a significant one. And so now we can continue attacking different groupings. We will go for the smaller group here. You always go for the small groups, guys. You always go for the small groups. The KD ratio is just so much better. Let's take Asturias here. Or no, we'll go to Lugo and then take Asturias. Get their ships out of here. Let them sink. Actually, what we're going to do here real quick is we're going to relieve this fleet over here because they are under threat from this French fleet. They seem to be winning, but, and I have more ships, but these French, this French group, this French fleet here has an admiral as well as having large ships or heavy ships. So if we want to be careful with that. Better safe than sorry. Nice, we won that little naval battle. Better to bring up a large grouping of ships so we make sure we actually win this. Oh, okay, we did. Okay. Okay, and now they're just kind of stuck in port. Yeah, then that's fine. Oh, and of course, during that time, of course, the French ships escaped, naturally, as they would. And where they went, I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't. All right, so yeah, they're focusing down here. As I kind of more initially suspected, yeah, they're sort of going for Granada down here. Hold on a second, if they go down to Ceuta here, we can actually just trap them in that fort, which is kind of like something I was hoping to, like a strategy I was sort of more or less hoping to be able to execute earlier on in this war. So I think it would be a good one. Yeah, I was trying to sort of get them to go over down there so we could just sort of block their straight crossing. You see, here's the thing, guys. If they were to cross over here to Ceuta, okay, so obviously they can't go further into Morocco until they take the fort because it's blocked, of course, by said fort. But if we have a ship in the straits controlling the Strait of Gibraltar, they can't retreat back. So they'd essentially not only be trapped there, but if we then send an army at them, they would actually, guys, be unable to retreat after we win the little battle with them. Which means, guys, they would be completely stack wiped no matter how large a force it is. It could be 200,000. If we win the battle, they will be stack wiped. It's kind of cool to see, though, that all the ships basically coming in through the Straits of Gibraltar here are from the Americas. Fur from San Agostino, sugar from Crato, Castilian Brazil. And what's this? We got Ottoman pirates here? Oh, pretty soon we better, or at least after this war, we better send a hunt pirates fleet. fact, we'll actually, once you guys repair, maybe we'll send you guys to do some hunting of pirates. But first, we'll actually upgrade all of these guys. All right, guys. So let's see if they'll actually just go over to Ceuta. Yeah, we'll let these guys split up a little bit. Or we'll just move them all to Badajoz. We'll maybe see if we take that back. Yeah, I basically got our whole army here. Well, if these guys want to go further up north, we'll just take them out. But Tuscany, why have you guys sent us an insult? What? I thought we had good relations with these guys. Portuguese culture is something of an oxymoron, don't you think? We have no culture here in Portugal. Oh, well, that's funny. Wow. Oh. We need to teach these uncouth barbarians of Tuscany to treat their superiors with respect. Now, I was thinking previously that I would actually like to take Corsica here, because I have Sardinian culture as an accepted culture, right? Oh, and I didn't realize we actually have a coal potential province here in Cagliari. We're accepting Sardinian culture, and when it just so happens that over half of the development that's of Sardinian culture is in Corsica, because they've just developed the crap out of this province. It is a very, very valuable province that has one of my accepted cultures. So I think it might make a little bit of sense to go ahead and take that. It's also in the Genoa trade node, which is a great one to have a lot of influence in, because we can sort of move that upstream. But, if we were even to take a whole heck of a lot of these areas, which, I mean, I don't really foresee us doing. But, when it comes to, when it comes to you in the Seville trade node, like in order to optimize trade late game, you want to sort of take over the whole Valencia trade node and then eventually the Genoa trade node and end up collecting from Genoa. You'll get actually more that way. And one of the reasons being, you can actually then send trade from, for example, Alexandria over there, which gets trade from Aleppo, which gets trade from Basra, which gets trade from Hormuz, which we have we have over half in Hormuz, but we're sending that upstream. So Genoa is actually not only downstream for everything that Seville is downstream for, but it's actually downstream from a whole entire other ecosystem of trade: Alexandria, Aleppo, Basra, Hormuz, Persia, and from there Samarkand, there Lahore, right? Well, I mean, Lahore, you could still transfer Lahore trade over to Seville via Gujarat, but we'd have access to, for example, Yumen trade from Siberia, right? All these different areas can now sort of transfer down over to us. Right, I think maybe even Crimea, Astrakhan, Constantinople. So that goes to Ragusa, and yeah, Ragusa can go to Genoa, right? So anything that comes over here to Ragusa can go to Genoa. So it's one of the game's end nodes, guys. So it's huge. Like trade can't be transferred out of there, and so all trade eventually ends up in an end node if it's not collected beforehand. Having said that, we're making plenty of ducats, with our 90% of the trade power in Seville, which is mostly due to the fact that we're occupying a huge amount of the French provinces in that node, and the French are not collecting from this node, I don't think. Or no, they are collecting, actually. They are collecting. So, yeah. But, with Portugal, it's very difficult to actually do that You know, you get much of the Genoa trade node. Luckily, we even have Sardinia. You know, that just came up like earlier in the game. We had an opportunity to take that, and it worked. I didn't really have the expectation that I was ever going to eventually end up collecting trade from trade in Genoa. It's sort of, hey, well, you know, we'll have this island, give us, you know, foothold in the Mediterranean here, and hey, you know, we can send some trade from Genoa upstream towards us. You know, so Corsica, if we end up taking that, would serve for a similar purpose and just being a valuable province, high development with an accepted culture of ours. It's a good thing to take, right? Can't hurt. Can't hurt. So, Battle of Detroit. Did we end up relieving the siege before the enemies were able to take it? Looks like we may have been, guys. Looks like we may have been. And we may as well bully this 3-stack in what is this, Grand Rapids? Yeah, Grand Rapids. Okay, I'm not really doing anything with these armies right now. But you know what? Maybe I'll send you guys to relieve Peru here, pursue these guys. But I would at this point prefer if all these troops just were to, consolidate the rest of these little provinces, kick these guys out, and then just head north. Because we have a little bit of offensive Illinois going on here. And yeah, just occupy all this and just complete, the Americas campaign. Just control all these provinces in the Americas so that they're just not able to do anything in the Americas. Just finish the war in the Americas, guys. Get all of South America, then go north and kill them up here, right? So yeah, for example, Illinois, they're on medium war enthusiasm. Can't really take much from them. Can we even? Yeah, we could take like one province from them, barely. Yeah, we could take a province that's to cost 5 or 6 war score, nothing more. I would like, again, as I said, to take the coal province, ideally this entire area, British Columbia and Alberta. That would be, to me, the ideal peace deal with Illinois at this point. But we'll see if that's achievable. Oh, by the way, let's see what this... Is that a fleet running around here, hunting enemy ships? Not sure where they ended up, or where they are right now. They're out there somewhere, though, that's for sure. Maybe we should just, keep them parked somewhere over here, so that guys could walk across over to Cuba. That might be ideal. That might indeed be ideal. And by the way, guys, sorry I have to check my phone every once in a while because eventually I have to pick some folks up from somewhere. I'll pick 2 of my sisters-in-law up from one of their friends' house that they're at because my wife is working tonight. I have tonight off. I worked earlier today, but anyway, it's not relevant. My whole point is that I have to keep checking my phone because eventually they're going to say when they're going to be picked up. Well, they actually they're doing little nails at a friend's house. But anyway, not that information isn't important. But I have to, as I said, pay attention to my phone, and they'll let me know when, oh, hey, can you pick us up now? And then at that point, I'll have to get off stream and go pick them up. So, yeah, it looks like they're not really that interested in getting over to Ceuta for whatever reason. But it's okay. Then I could just wreck you guys down in Andalusia. That's no skin off my back. Youch, France. Ouch. Taking some hits here, guys. Taking some serious hits. man, at this point, what's their manpower even at, dude? Yeah, wow, man, their army size down to 200,000. Rough, dude. Rough, man. Oh, look at this. Yeah, everyone's just completely broken through. Oh, shoot, no. My trade ships. No. Can we get there in time to help them out? Oh, man. And you guys, how about you guys actually go to port here? Because we control this fort. Thank you, Commonwealth, making a huge offensive into the Netherlands, like an opposite, Operation Market Garden. Instead of going for the Zeeland over here in South Holland, they're going from inland towards the coast. So they're doing a great job. And look at all this part of South France that's now occupied. We're at 45% war score with these guys. Intense stuff, man, intense stuff. And I also noticed that Holstein, they're in this war. They're occupied. They're down and out. So I can figure out what I want to do with them. I could take the province. I could do that. It's kind of a lot of aggressive expansion for something that doesn't really fit that well into my strategy. I mean, it would be an outpost over here, like a really significant outpost, actually a huge city and trade hub up in Lubeck, but I mean, does that help me? I mean, I'm not really interested in this part of the world that much. Like, I have no trade interest in it. This doesn't, go upstream or downstream to anywhere, that's relevant to me. But I suppose it'd be kind of cool that if I take one of these two provinces, you can make the Kiel Canal, right? It could be kind of sick to have the Kiel Canal, I guess. But again, I don't really know what that'll really do for me. Guess it'd be kind of cool to have all three canals, I guess. I already have the Panama Canal, the Suez Canal, I got the Kiel Canal as well, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what that would really give me. Well, you could vassalize them if you wanted. Or we could pillage their capital. Yeah. Yeah, how would we pillage their capital? How about that? Oh, that's funny. That in and of itself would give me aggressive expansion up here, but I'm not really probably can get that much more aggressive expansion over here. Because, with France, I'm only going to be taking, at least in Europe, permanent claims. So the aggressive expansion on permanent claims I don't think is too intense. Let's see, for example. Suppose... Well, it adds up, but if you look at this, for all of these provinces, this is barely just more aggressive expansion than I'd be getting for just taking Kiel or Holstein here. But may as well do something though, right? Yeah, sure. Why not? We'll pillage their capital. Get war reps. Transfer trade power. That's not going to do anything. And just take ducats. Pillage capital, war reps, and take ducats. We'll, let's do something here. We can corrupt the officials. Oh, give them more yearly corruption. All right, yeah. We corrupted their officials, guys. Okay. All right. Can we fabricate a claim? No, you can't fabricate a claim with someone you're at war with. So yeah, I'll just send my diplomat back. And the reason I'm doing that is because they had discovered my agent, meaning the size of my spy network is going down, so no point in having them bothering with that. Hey! Hey, that's an achievement. Just resting in my morals. Corrupt an official in another country. Okay, cool. I didn't know that was going to be an achievement. Nice. Not that I'm not like the biggest achievement hunter or anything, but I still think it's kind of cool to get them. Tuat. Yeah, put them in the Portuguese West Africa Company. How about that? How's about that? Which I actually don't even know if I have any other provinces in the Portuguese West Africa Company, because I have these ones cored up because they're gold provinces. Yeah, so this is the founding. This has been the founding of the Portuguese West Africa Company, actually. Cool. I'll convert Hualien as well. Brought both of our diplomats. One to Tom Sui, as it's called. In Chinese, they pronounce it Dan Shui. And went to Hualien. Both places I've been to, actually. Both very beautiful places. So we've got all our missionaries in Taiwan. And it's beautiful to see that our heavy ships, our big old fleet, look at that size of that ship. Look at all those cannons, man. Oh my God. Look at this. Look, we got the Chad Portuguese cannon-laden ship. We got the Virgin French little boy ship. Yeah, look, good thing we were able to get there in time in order to relieve our trade ships. Can't let them get a nice little win in a naval battle. We cannot allow that. Can't allow that. There's no way we can allow that crap. We'll get these guys into port. We'll upgrade them as well. And you guys too. Can we upgrade these? Oh, it needs to be owned by me, the port. Okay. We'll bring you guys back to Portugal. You guys too. May as well upgrade you guys. Thanks for your assistance, folks. I've appreciated your guys' contribution to the war effort. And I suppose these guys don't really need to be doing much either. Because I'm not going to have these guys alone without the rest of this fleet, because they're just going to get bum rushed by this fleet right here. Anyway, so clergy will gain 5 influence, which their influence is currently -9. Yeah. I'll take that. So it's a lot of benefits. I pretty much always go for the cardinal in administration personally, because in all honesty, guys these benefits are pretty strong. 5% stability cost modifier, +1 missionary strength, +1 tolerance to the true faith, giving us -1 unrest in all Catholic provinces, more yearly papal influence. It's primo stuff, guys, actually. Genuinely is. Oh, looks like the Sicilians are going to take on a battle here. Okay. All right. Meanwhile, now, basically, man, the French army has been basically just devastated, man. They won a battle and they just started just splitting up, and it didn't work out well for them, did it? Didn't work out well at all. So I suppose that I'll just... Ooh. Self-sustaining colony, you gotta love that. Where is this? Yola? Oh, over here, okay. Yeah, Wukari and Yola. So I don't think there's now any provinces left to be colonized in Africa. Well, I mean, actually, that's not true. There's a couple over here, but I'm not bordering them. I can't do anything with them. So, Uday and Sayan? Okay, so one's colonizing over here. And right here. Yeah, so we'll just send more guys to Siberia. Ooh, Taiwanese separatists. What? What? Taiwanese separatists? All right. Oh, well, should we send the Mongols to Taiwan? Or should we send some of our own guys? Army of the East. Army of the Orient. It's not a big one, 20 stack. We'll send the Mongols. Sorry, Taiwanese. Sorry, the Mongols are coming for you guys. Yeah, just land right in Tainan. We'll see how you guys do against the Mongols, man. We'll see how it goes for you. I don't imagine it'll go that well. Yeah, let's get Holstein out of this. Peace with Holstein. So, wow, look at that. That beautiful pillagement of their capital has given us now 49 development in our capital. Huge development, guys. Huge development. So, yeah, let's go ahead and upgrade our ships here. All right, so these guys, let's send more of you to Turel. Split into two. You guys can retake the Valencia here on the coast, and then finally take this fort, which will actually prevent then, as I believe I mentioned before, taking that one, or alternatively taking Aragon. Either one of these forts would prevent the French from even getting into Iberia, like, at all. Man, Sicilians, dude, they're mopping up the French in France itself. You know, it seems that basically we're able pretty much to win this war and occupy a decent amount of France without actually even ever having to enter France with our army. It's looking like we still haven't done that. So, I think we probably will before the end of the war, but, you know, I mean, if we don't want to, we might not even have to. Ooh, yeah, let's deal with these guys. If you guys will go to this last little unconquered, or unoccupied province. Kind of surprised there's still a bunch of our soldiers over here. Yeah, let's try to track down these Castilian guys before they occupy too much more Peru here. Do have a little bit of an offensive that they're doing with France and Illinois into Mexico. I think I'll send these guys down here to go deal with that. Well, these guys seem to kind of be occupying a decent amount of the Illinois provinces, which, how's Illinois' war enthusiasm is still relatively high. And we only have 12 war score on them, which we're not really able to do anything pretty much. So, yeah, but I have their capital, and I don't think they have any other forts at all. So it's just a matter of just doing a huge slog and just occupying all these ones, basically. But I think pretty much, like, well, they have 90,000 troops. And I'm only seeing like 20 to 30,000 down here. So I don't really know where the rest of them are. So I would say on one hand that maybe it would be cool just to split these guys up and just go around all these places, but I feel like there might be some Illinois armies hidden throughout. So I'll leave that to, to these colonials to do that. And I'll bring these guys down over there. But all in all, looking good, guys. Looking quite good. Sick. Oh. Oh. You sneaky buggers, France. What are you guys doing down here, man? It's because they still have some of these stupid little islands out here. So they will go around with their stupid little fleet here. It's basically a trade fleet, though. Speaking of which, what happened to these guys? Still hunting enemy fleets, apparently. You know what? Let's have you guys actually go get picked up by these dudes, the Armada of America, and let's send you guys to Cuba. You guys have enough men to take out their army in Cuba, and we can occupy these provinces. They don't really have enough men to go over here to Hispaniola and win that, unless I were to bring both of these armies there, but that's fine. Just taking Cuba is cool. Hooray! Sick. Yeah, man, since Russia just sucked so much in this one, it seems pretty common that they actually these days get destroyed by Scandinavia from the north, Commonwealth from the west, and the Ottomans from the south, that they're just not even able to get to Siberia. And they just end up, and no one ends up colonizing it. So I can just, some point, plop a few settlers here, then just gradually start filling in Siberia. It kind of feels weird to be Portugal colonizing Siberia, but that's what it is. There's not really anywhere else to colonize, so we may as well. It's free real estate at this point. Right? It seems under the wing of the Ottomans, Akayonlu is just expanding massively into Persia, and apparently they have claims on all of Persia, including all of the Caucasus and actually a decent amount of Anatolia, it seems like. They're basically forming a Persian-type empire, essentially. And it's interesting, though, that to me that the Ottomans have had them under their wing for basically this entire game, because it's part of their mission tree, and pretty early on in their mission tree to take basically Eastern Anatolia. I think so you see they still have these permanent claims, and I'm pretty sure that their claims on Mashriq on Iraq basically, and then later, down here. Oh, I guess actually they do or have the permanent claims on down there. But yeah, to get your permanent claims on at least Iraq, that's reliant on getting these provinces, and usually their AI always does that, So I'm kind of surprised to see Akayonlu is usually one of the early, relatively early countries the Ottomans absorb. So it's interesting, you'd think, oh wow, they're weaker because they didn't do that, but they're doing pretty well-ish in Europe. Nothing insane. This is pretty normal, not far from historical. But instead of going for this area, they just went for Russia, man. Jesus, dude. Ottoman Moscow, Ottoman Urals. They're out here in Siberia. We got the Ob River over here. Ottomans in the Ob. It's crazy, man. Totally crazy. But anyway, guys, give me 1 second. I'm gonna plug in my phone. 1 sec. Show my colonies? Okay, sure. Yeah, it's not the greatest colonial game I've ever done, to be honest with you. Got basically the South as a colony, pretty much. Got basically the whole Pacific coast. Most of Mexico, actually. Because the reason I was able to get most of Mexico was that actually Spain came under a PU of France early on. And so that's why I'm basically fighting France for Iberia, because they ended up integrating Spain as a PU. But so what that meant is they can't declare war, so I ended up getting most of this. Now, they did already have a colony over here, which became part of France, and hence, France is able to get some of central Mexico here. I've got Peru, La Plata. Interestingly enough, not Brazil, because, of course, the first place that Castile ended up colonizing was, of course, Brazil. Now, I have some of Brazil, but not enough to actually get the missions in my mission tree. Mr. Curl PC 7268. But I managed to get pretty much the coast of West Africa on the Ivory Coast node, most of South Africa. Of course, I've got Asia. I've got some India. I really honestly should have gone harder in India, but I sort of mainly more focused on Indonesia a little bit more. Got the entire Philippines, Sulawesi, Borneo, decent amount of Java. Yeah, I've got like a lot of Indonesia, the majority of Indonesia, and Australia I've got as well. You swap the Latin America holdings with Castile when comparing to history. Yeah, basically, dude. Basically. Pretty much, man. Pretty much. Yeah, no, literally. The English got British Columbia. Nice Asian colonies. Thank you, man. Thank you. That's where I usually like to focus, man. I mean, the Spice Islands, man, you pull so much wealth out of there. I mean, look at this, dude. I'm getting 261 ducats out of the Malacca node alone. I mean, obviously with, that's over 100 ducats pulled out of the Moluccas node, man. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy we can get there. But India, I suppose you can get even more, man. I mean, because just what I have in India, I'm pulling out over 100. So, yeah, but I definitely should have gone more for India. But I still have, permanent claims over here on the mission for Surat. So I plan to, sort of take this area and part of the Gulf of Cambodge. Basically, my sort of aim for this is to complete the mission tree for Portugal. And I have Siberia and a vassal in China. Of course, Macau. Of course, Nagasaki, obviously. Got Guizhou or Dalian area, which are the historic Port Arthur. Got Taiwan. Yeah, decent amount of East Africa. I could have gotten more, but I still have permanent claims over here in Zimbabwe. I'll definitely do that. And I would like to, of course, get Kaliwa itself over here. So in some ways, I'm oh, also, check it out. I've got basically the whole coast of, pretty much the whole, Arabian Red Sea coast, down from, almost to Aqaba here, all the way down to the coast of Yemen, got coast of Oman, and Hormuz, of course. And the whole entire expanse of North Africa. Yeah, so. Anyway, Curl PC 7268. I'd encourage you, if you'd like to keep up with my playthrough or any of my other streams or videos, I'd subscribe if you're down, my friend. Subscribe if you're down. Oh, and one thing I've tried to focus on relatively recently, because I kind of only recently figured out what they were since I got I got the confirmed thalassocracy mission and took the thalassocracy government reform. I've got access to trade protectorates, which I previously didn't even know what these even were. But apparently, for each trade protectorate you get an extra 5% trade power, or global trade power, or trade. I think it's global trade power. Yeah, either global trade power or trade efficiency. So I've got Tunis, what's left of them. Genoa, right? They've been kicked out of Europe and they're just over here, so I got them as a trade protectorate. I've also got just little Nupe, Katara here, which is a great subject. I mean, look at this, like the entire perimeter of Lake Victoria. I also have little Vijayanagar, or what's left of them as a trade protectorate over here. And I figured out what they were first. That it was even an option when Chauvigny, which I was like, oh man, am I really going to have to send my guys up over here to take Kamchatka and Chukotka over here? Like, I mean, is that even worth it? I'm going to have revolts firing off all the way over here. I mean, it's like, come on. But no, I got a notification. They were like, oh, Chav Chauvigny is requesting to become your trade protector. And I was like, what the heck? Trade protector? What even is that, man? I don't even know. So one thing I kind of messed up on, though, is that I released a couple nations when I was at war with Shun, and I was planning on getting them as trade protectorates. But, man, the thing with trade protectorates, dude, it's really sensitive to your, what do you call it, distance from borders. Like, it's more sensitive than vassalization, actually. Like, they're more likely to decline to accept a request to become a trade protectorate relative to distance than a vassal is, or a potential vassal would be. So they weren't willing to initially accept, and they ended up becoming freaking tributaries under Shun again, and you can't request that a tributary become a trade protectorate. Another little thing that's going on here is Annam. So they're a little one province minor. I have allied them. They have a lot of cores, right? So I was hoping to get them as a vassal or diplo-vassalize them and then start feeding them back some cores. Unfortunately, they have thus far been unwilling to become a vassal, pretty much just because of distance between borders, which, I mean, I was kind of surprised because I have Macau here, man. I figured that would be close enough, but I guess not. So maybe if we maybe have another war with Yue, take Hainan here, I feel like then they'd probably be willing to become a vassal. So there's that. And when they do, man, that'll make a great vassal. Just feed them Vietnam. Well, apparently they have cores in Upper Laos as well. Go figure. Go figure. So anyway, we'll continue on with this. Pay attention to what's going on here. Okay. Looking good in the Americas. Yeah, these guys are going to love being Portuguese, man. They're going to love it. They're going to absolutely love it. Yeah, man. France is done, dude. They're done. Yeah, man. 0 manpower. I've still got 400,000 in the bank, man. Basically a full manpower pool. Because I just have enough money to hire a whole boatload of mercenaries to take me way above my force limit. Well, actually, my force limit's gone up significantly, so this is not as far above my force limit as it used to be. And I'm still just making, $1,300 a month. It's crazy, dude. I don't even know what to do with it all, to be honest. I guess I'll just make town halls everywhere. Invest in a whole bunch of town halls. Ooh, Central Caribbean. What the heck? Oh. Oh, yeah, this is the trade fleet that had ended up capturing the Castilian, well, French Castilian West Indies. It's kind of funny to see, Castilian West Indies, Castilian Brazil, and it's blue for France. But that's what it is. Oh, and we actually ended up catching up with this army and defeating them. Beautiful. Oh, big battle here on the Rio Grande about to happen, guys. Scottish separatists, apparently, or Scottish colonial separatists going on over there in Bolivia. These Scots were in South America, actually, and I took them out. Beautiful. Beautiful victory. Let's see if we can catch a few more of these units here. It looks like we might not be able to. Well, not so big, really. Yeah, not that huge. But good enough. Good enough. Not too massive. You are correct. Okay, yeah, so that's where another army of Illinois is. Okay, yeah, so their forces are out over here. Hey, Wu. My Chinese vassal. Thank you for joining the party, guys. I would actually like to piece Illinois out, but I would like personally to take their potential coal province over here in Kina in southern Alberta, but I have thus far not gotten that much war score on them, so that's just going to have to wait. Oops. Shoot. I hit maintain diplomat. Pargaruyung. No, we're going to recall you. But we are about to now have another free diplomat, so I think I'll send them somewhere. Maybe Bamanis is not in the coalition. We'll send him to Gujarat. Want to get the coalition members out of a coalition with me or against me. So we'll take you guys, or actually do it this way. We will go over here to Cuba. How's that sound? Yep. Oh, this province is literally just named Castile. That tripped me out for a second. So Valladolid, when it's controlled by France, it's just Castile, I guess. Okay. Beautiful. Retaken Valencia. Great to see. Send you guys into France then, I guess. Lyon. Sounds like a good target as any. It's that hills terrain, not bad. Not too gnarly. It's not a mountain terrain province, so it's not that bad. What are we gonna do with you then? Oh, of course, we're gonna pursue this army. Hire a new advisor, obviously. Want it to be one of our promoted cultures, though I'm not super this is actually ironically the bonus I like the most, but given that he's Bornean, not one of the accepted cultures, which actually I would kind of like to accept Bornean as a culture, but I already have all 6 accepted. Just freaking terrible. Freaking terrible. bonuses or personality traits my ruler has, dude. I'm surprised I was actually, one of my heirs died, and he's already pretty old. But, so the 70-year-old guy has a 5-year-old kid. Or I think I actually got this via event, actually. We'll go with, we can do yearly prestige, or we can go with national tax modifier, given that I don't really need any more money. I'll go with the yearly prestige, I suppose. And upgrade them fully, of course. Obviously. And what's this guy up to? Can we cut these guys off? Yes, we can. We can. Beautiful. Or no? 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 We can't? Guess we'll just kind of pursue you guys north. Oh, you know what? Should we just make our missionaries autonomous? Yeah. Yeah. We'll do that because, like, prioritizing the ones that can be converted the fastest, that's what I already do as it is. So, yeah, we'll just put them autonomous. I didn't even realize it's something you could do. That's really cool, actually. Don Shui, Tom Sui, Taipei, in other words, put that in our South China Company. Of course, we'll do our good old trade company upgrades. Oh, that's company garrison. That's not really, doesn't really help us in an area that we don't have a fort in. So let's get these going. Oops, misclick. That's fine. That's boring. I can do that later. Oh, well, this is going, though. We may as well... Yeah, I may as well spend some money, man. Although... I don't know. For whatever reason, like, maybe it's because my computer is not, like, the fastest in the world. Like, I can't really, like, click and rapidly build buildings. Kind of takes a while. As you can see, like... There are moments when I can really rapidly do it, but other times it kind of lags a little bit. So, just lots of town halls. Oh, man, and they're trying to retake their capital again, Illinois. I guess I'll go for Paris. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty quickly reaching its conclusion, actually. Ironically enough, the war in Europe is actually taking longer than the war in the Americas, surprisingly enough. Oh yeah, let's go for this army here. So yeah, man, freaking Illinois are so annoying, dude. Organize a response. They're going to love being Portuguese. Yeah, we'll send these guys up north. There's nothing left for them to do down here. Nothing at all. Help our Portuguese Brazil friends here. Or they might actually not need help. They might not need help by the looks of it. Yeah, we'll just dock you. Save the sailors, man. These are actually we have a lot of ships deployed, and our sailors are actually going down. Oh, this is interesting. So a local philanthropist is beginning to create schools for poor children in Santa Sofia de Buru. So that's in Indonesia. The ambition to bring literacy to the poor and educate them in the way of the Catholic faith. Of course, there are those who argue this is not an activity without risks. So we cannot allow this. Or, excellent initiative. Innovativeness. So Buru gets schools for the public, which is, +4 on rest, man. So we gotta have college students protesting, man. But gives us lower development costs, and hey, man, +1 innovativeness. Which actually, though, you know what? That now brings our clergy up above 0 influence, and now gives us some debuffs. Great. Crap, I didn't realize that. It's not the end of the world, though. Really. Let's make our trade company investments, guys. Where else am I missing some of these? Oh, over here. Local ventures. Foreign influence. And the harbor in a landlocked area. Yeah, guys. Getting pretty close to including this, but it's really unfortunate that, Illinois, man, they're still kicking, dude. They're still kicking. I honestly should have focused a little harder on them because I do actually want to piece them out. I do want to take some provinces from them before this war is over, but it's not going to be super easy considering that, they're very much still kicking. And I've got barely any war score on them. So, is what it is, is what it is, is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. We'll do a penal colony. On these guys, they do not need to be in the ocean anymore if they're not going to be blockading really anything at all, basically. We control essentially all these provinces. Oh, I'm missing this one, but not significant. Paris. Yeah, guys, come on. I guess we may as well just really just wreck the hell out of France, get their war exhaustion up, there's their devastation throughout their country up really high, and so they just start bleeding ducats, get bad devastation everywhere, and just really, really mess them up. So they're weakened much, into the future. Yeah. So yeah, I think we'll keep them under occupation for as long as really we need to get what we want from Illinois, and just to screw them over, just to kick a dead horse, man. Because, I mean, France is tough. France is powerful, man. I had to prepare for a long time before I was ready to take them on in any capacity, and I want to make sure they're well and beaten. And they're not gonna, and the next war I go into against them, they're gonna be much weakened in comparison to where they were. And that's my goal here. Yeah, just full occupation. That's what we want to go for. Bleed their freaking treasury. Put them in debt. Man, look at this, man. Look at that army they have, guys. They're felted, guys. They're felted. 73,000, man. Got nothing. They've got frickin' nothing. They're just, oh, man. They're not having a good time, guys. They're not having a good time. Yeah, so beautiful to see these guys now spreading out and just occupying a ton of these different areas. What is this? So we have a, whoa, what? Wait. How are we getting wine monopolies? And also, where is that? How are we getting this? One of the following must be trading enough wine to get an extra bonus, be the leading producer of wine, 10 provinces, current 4. Well, wait a minute. So trading enough wine to get an extra bonus. So one of the following must be true. Trading enough wine to get an extra bonus. Or we are the leading producer of wine. 10 provinces owned by your tributary subjects. Non-tributary subjects, the province producing wine, and have a workshop or counting house. I didn't think we were actually going to be getting this. Okay. I thought we had to actually take like 10 wine-producing provinces, and that was something that I was kind of going for later on in the game. Or I was going to try to get later on in the game, but I guess we got the mission. Every owned province with wine will get an extra base production, man. Beautiful. Such as these guys. Porto, Bragança, Beira, Evora. Boom. Wine monopolies. Yeah, the import and export of wine is tightly controlled in many Atlantic ports. We should do everything in our power to secure trade agreements that grant us monopolies on the wine trade in as many ports as possible. 20 years plus 20% trade steering. That's huge. Guys, that's huge. Huge. And which leads us to get the great trading houses, guys. Which, we have to have at least 6 merchants, which we easily have. We're the strongest trade power in Seville, yes. And yeah, 10 provinces need marketplace, trade depot, or stock exchange. I think we have that. So our decentralized methods of organizing our global trade must be reined in, formalized, and fully accounted for. By establishing centralized houses of trade, we can ensure that commercial revenues from our merchant ventures are collected efficiently. Gives us a house trade for 20 years. Wow. Plus 5 trade efficiency, 5% trade efficiency, and plus 15% global trade power for 20 years. Woo. Wow. It's arts and letters, man. We need some universities. I think we should build the universities. Yeah. Man. Yeah, dude. How is all of Portugal, except for Lisbon, have university, man? The heck is up with that? Like, what? Yeah, let's build a whole bunch of universities, man. Build some in Indonesia, some in the Philippines. Yeah. Build a university in Taiwan. We'll build a university for our subjects. Why not, right? Never seen this color for building area. Okay, it's weird. It's a weird color. University in Nagasaki. Hell, we'll build a university in Siberia. Universities in North Africa. Some here and there. And the African coast, guys. We got to spread our education, right? In the Congo. In South Africa. And East Africa. Yeah, build some universities here and there, right? Aden needs a university, right? Oh, that's Aden. What? Why can't I build you there? Oh, already building something. Djibouti needs a university. Oman. Hormuz. Oh, build a university in a couple in Jerusalem, in our vassal. In Egypt, though, we'll build a new Library of Alexandria, right? Yeah, in India. Build all sorts of universities, guys. Universities everywhere. Spread the education. Spread it. Which I think also this helps us, like having lots of universities, I think helps us get like the Enlightenment later on. Or helps with like the spread of the Enlightenment. I think. Yeah, let's just get a whole bunch of these. And more town halls. Right? Got a bunch of money. Let's build lots of town halls and universities. Right? Can't hurt, can it? I think it definitely can't. So anyway, while we're doing this, let's just let things progress. Oh, we can also build some of these on our colonial subjects as well. Yeah, sure. Build some town halls. Subsidize you guys a little bit, all right? Portugal occupied Council Bluff. I guess we don't really need to be renewing this influence over our active, trading protectorates, but I don't think it really hurts us too much. I don't think it really hurts us too bad. Nice job, pursue. Ooh. Ooh. They just wipe out trade fleet. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Oh, we've got a free colonist. I didn't even realize. Oh, yeah, Cyan and Uday. They finished. Jeez, man. I mean, I guess we may as well start chipping away at this freaking Maginot line here. And occupy, of course, the last province in Iberia. And man, I don't think Illinois has that many troops left. Their troop count severely reduced. Severely reduced. Oh, God. Where'd this French fleet come from, dude? What? Oh, and They're able to get resupplied from Galapagos Islands. Oh, jeez. Oh, what? What is this? What's going on here? Really? Really? You got peasant revolt in Pernambuco? Oh, God, dude. That means a bunch of guys are going to be tempted to come back down south to retake that. That's pretty annoying. Abu Ahmad Benzai, a controversial protectionist. Okay. Yeah, we'll get the mercantilism. Yeah. Yeah. You guys honestly don't need to be wasting your, like, or you know what? No, we'll actually go hunting for enemy ships. That's what we're going to do. Hunting for enemy fleets because we've got these guys, man. Hunt for them in Pacific South America. Got those guys just took out a couple of our trade fleet groups. Zigua. Where is Zigua? I gotta remember to actually check this stuff before I leave because Zigua, so that you know, that way I can like just put these guys in the trade company without having to like track them down later on. So I want to check like click go to province like as soon as you know I convert one, so I can just right then and there just put it in a trade company. So again, I won't have to like search around for what's in a trade company, what's not. Rhyme. So actually, we'll just go for this fort, and we'll take the tariffs, sure. Identify. Oh, here's some Illinois guys. Bring you guys back over here. Help deal with these Illinois dudes. That 9,000's done. We got 20,000 hanging around. Come on, what's our war score at this point? Come on. Come on, man. Only 17, really? Are we serious right now? Yeah, let's make sure to take out the rest of these ships, man. Oh, French of Turin, when we should occupy that. Historically was the capital of Sardinia, Piedmont, guys. Sardinia, Piedmont, and which was the nation that actually, historically speaking, unified, or I guess you could say, formed Italy. Just a little fun fact. Panama has been occupied by France. Hmm? Oh, yeah, okay, we'll send you guys down there and deal with them. Yeah, we'll take the legitimacy loss. I don't want to lose the whole stability. That sucks, losing stability. The French flagship was sunk. Dude. Ouch, man. Where'd it happen? I think it was in that, it might have been in that fleet that we were hunting for. Or no, you know what it was? It was definitely over here. Yeah. Of all the ships in the French Navy, none was more highly regarded than the Aquilon. Knowing this, we've been prepared for the ship, and today our preparations paid off. The Aquilon was sunk into battle today, dealing a significant blow to French morale and reminding them no ship, legend or not, is unsinkable. Got him, dude. What mission have we fulfilled? Oh, yeah, we built a whole bunch of universities. We got our arts and letters. So Portugal must be at the forefront of literary and academic culture in Europe. We must create and expand universities and bring about a new intellectual golden age in our country. Arts and letters. Ooh, advisor costs and technology costs. Beautiful. Yeah, he's got to intervene in Castile. Got to take these provinces, and I've got permanent claims on all of them, so we're going to do that. Man, dude, they're calling for peace, man. They're just like, oh, fuck, dude, you know, like, take mercy, man. They're already dead, man. Why do you keep hitting them? They're already dead. Just let them rest in peace, man. Just let them rest in peace. Have mercy. No mercy. No mercy. Needs to be fully occupied. Needs to be devastated. Look at that. Oh, man. Oh, man. Look at that, dude. Look at that, man. Jeez, France. Gee whiz, dude. So yeah, then. Shoot, man. Ouch. And there goes the French fleet in Europe, dude. They're done. They're gone. Completely destroyed. Just no mercy, man. No freaking mercy. In Illinois, man, where are their troops? I'd actually like to find them so I can get rid of them. Oh, they got the conflict of court and country. Ooh, they went into a disaster, man. So Illinois is having internal issues, dude. Internal issues, Illinois. And how many times have I seen, like, these guys, like, you know, campaigning in you know, Indiana? Like, guys, come on, like, you know, like, can we hold this area? I mean, like, geez, dude. Independent army, man. You guys at this point can just come back to friendly territory, man. At this point. Jeez, man. Shun? Yeah, okay, you can have military access. I wonder what you guys are up to, though. Well, nothing, basically. Oh, they wanted military access in order to get over to, like, their weird, like, provinces that are way over there. It's fine. Yeah, man. Oh, wait, can I not get different, like, categories of hegemon? I thought I could get other categories of hegemon. That'd be kind of cool, but I guess not. Yeah, so our war exhaustion's taking because of this, but not. It's actually going down. A rising star, throughout his career, Duarte de Vasconcelos. So the strong impression on everyone he has met and worked with. From his time as a promising student to his rise to the positions of increasing responsibility, he has consistently done well and found new solutions to whatever problems he has faced. He's a remarkable individual. We're not going to have a Sunni Muslim in our court. Sorry, guys. Sorry. All right. You guys, yeah, you come pick these guys up from Cuba. Yeah, but guys, I don't see where the rest of the Illinois army is, so yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and split these guys up in a few pieces so we can capture some more Illinois land, up our war score with them, because I would like to, yeah, get that. Oh, we can get that treaty. Yeah, should we just call it like this? I feel like that could be fine. Nah, it's border gore, dude. We gotta get all this up here, man. Come on. Right? Come on. No border gore allowed. What is this? Got a big old fleet up here? Yeah, not on my watch. Not on my watch, France. Not on my watch. And that's their entire navy, by the way, guys. That's their entire navy. Let's just go ahead and destroy their entire navy, man. Destroy it. Yeah, basically the rest of their soldiers are still in the Americas, just holding on for dear life. In, northern Mexico, holding on to California if they can. Their occupation of California. Oh, I'm paused. I didn't even realize I was paused. So we can actually afford a little bit of tension with the nobles. So yeah, that actually improved things. Now we're not getting debuffs of the clergy anymore. We do have now some noble rebels risen up in Portugal itself. Which is totally fine because we've got plenty of troops to go deal with them. You guys as well. Go deal with those guys. So France, what are you willing to offer me? Okay. We'll do more than that. Whoa. No, we're not going to mess with their particularist rebels. No thanks. Go occupy the UP. Oh, they've sown discontent. No, so actually, that's interesting. Surprised they were even able to do that. So we can improve some relations with some people. We have plenty of diplomats available. And also, you can go ahead and, put a claim on this province here. Then we can go ahead and withdraw our diplomat. Right. And I guess let's improve relations with the Ottomans. Although I saw an interesting looking thing here. We have, core islets. Okay, islet Irdel. Okay. Interesting symbol there. Sind. Multan. With Khorasan, Jaunpur, and Malwa. Okay. Gujarat, yeah, they're out of the coalition. That's cool to see. Thaya, let's get you guys out of the coalition. So I'm going to send my diplomat. So yeah, with us taking a bunch of provinces from, or occupying a bunch of provinces of Illinois, I'm assuming that our war score is going to go up quite substantially from that fairly quickly. Ooh. Those are freaking Castilian West Indies guys. Okay. Yeah. Getting a little tedious occupying these provinces, man. But it's what we gotta do, guys. It's what we gotta do. Interesting to see that their size of their army has actually gone up. It's kind of funny how it seems that Illinois is actually more of a pain in some ways than France is itself. Surely, with all these provinces occupied, man, I mean, come on, like, more on the way. I guess we'll split these guys even further. Double the pace, right? Double the pace of the occupation. Send you guys to Red Lake. Oh, I just saw something interesting. The 13 colonies, guys, have declared war. On my America's colony. That's not going to fly. Oh, and it looks like they'll actually agree. That's cool. That's actually for the best, to be honest. If they didn't, that would pull England in, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess that wouldn't be too bad, but it would be a pain. That's for sure. It would definitely be a pain. Let's occupy more of these provinces, of course. Whoa, we're getting a ton of notifications for this stuff. It's just rapidly occupying the Great Plains. I mean, look at that, man. Got so much of their territory. Like, what are we at this point for war score? 57. Okay, it's going up. It's going up. It's going up pretty quickly, actually. Oh, their guys are starting to show up over here near us. So kind of a little counteroffensive, I guess you could say they're going under, or going on. Oh, our emperor has died. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. We have a regency. The heir, Manuel Tastamarna. So we got a nobility regency of Margarita de Avis. Okay, she's the regent, the regentess, the Dowager Empress. Dowager Empress would be a regent, I think, right? I think that's what a dowager means. Or maybe, or no, you know what I think a dowager was? She was like the wife of the emperor, but not exactly empress. And then the emperor dies, and then her son is the heir. So she's the regent as the dowager empress, but she was like, that means that she was actually wife of the king, so she was the consort. So I guess then if you have a consort who's ruling the country as a regent, which usually happens in this game, that would mean that that's a dowager. Okay, so they have an heir again. Yeah, we'll marry you guys again. Hopefully we can get an heir dying or something. I have to remember to check that frequently. Trade company greatly upset. I'll save the monarch power because honestly, like that stuff's only hurting us monetarily, and I think we're okay on money, guys. To be honest, 1,600 income a month. I think I'll take the I'll take the monarch power over a little bit of extra money at that point. You know, I mean, oh, okay, we're about to have a battle. How are you doing? Can we peace out right here? Willing to peace out? Beautiful. Can I take a little bit more? No, that's fine. I'm cool with that. Looks good, Illinois. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, I got the province I wanted. Illinois. Took this whole little area up here. Kind of much ado about not actually that huge an area, but well, I guess when we look at it on the scale of Europe, it's actually pretty large, pretty darn large area. But then that means, so I mean, there's not really any reason to remain at war with France, man, other than just oh, there's another 23,000 of theirs. Okay, well then, yeah, guys, I mean, we're pretty much done with this then. So, okay, we've got a couple more things. So, to promote the bandeirantes, we need this area. Right, so yeah, we need to control these states in Brazil. So we need, specifically, we need to control for the mission tree Minas Gerais, the whole state of Minas Gerais, the whole state of Rio de Janeiro, and Sao Paulo. So that would be Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, and Minas Gerais. Okay, so in that case, with France, in a peace deal with France, we'll take at least that. Wait, this one, Campinas, yeah. Yeah, so, okay, we need that part of Brazil, which makes sense because, it'll link up our two little areas there. And let's just take all these permanent claim provinces. Decent amount of it's a lot of overextension. It's a decent amount of aggressive expansion, but, looks like no one else except for, guys who are already, France haters are going to be really concerned about that, or at least concerned enough to join a coalition. Take this right here, and you know what? Let's get him out of, we can get him out of South Africa, I guess. Why? We'll take Great Karoo. Or I guess we could take these other ones. Just leave them that little area on the coast, right? Let's take this so they don't have a foothold in Asia anymore. And then, yeah, let's take out these Indian Ocean islands. Yeah, let's take these if we can. And then, yeah, okay. I like this peace deal. Because we take what we need over here, right, in Brazil, okay? We take our permanent claims in Iberia, take this little outpost, we take their control South Africa, their islands, right, and their foothold in Asia. So now they can't even really get over here, barely. Like, they don't have any sort of outposts. Also be good, actually, is Fernando Po. This one here. And you know what? We can't take that. Can we take, we can take the Cape Verde, these islands. Can we? Oh no! Oh no, France! No, France! No! We can take Roussillon, a fort right here. So what we could do is the opening of the war. We just have a bunch of next war with France. We just have a bunch of guys death stacked right here, and then just plow straight into the main part of France. Oh no! Oh man. That's funny. Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. And for a second there I was wondering like why then is the war score for those so low? Doesn't make any sense to me. But it's because it's a nationalism. It's a nationalism casus belli. So anything from our culture group is cheaper, right? Including all these, right? But also including everything in Iberia. So Roussillon is in our culture group, it's Catalan, and it's not a huge, super high development, it's 9. And so it's it barely takes any war score. I mean, literally. Yeah, how much does this take? 2 war score. 2 stinking war score. That's funny. Okay. Beautiful, guys. Beautiful. Wow. Momentous occasion, guys. Pretty much what basically this entire campaign has been building up towards our defeat of France, our victory in the war of France that we've been preparing for so long, guys. So long. Oh, yeah. So beautiful. So everlasting victory, guys. Everlasting victory, which gives us promote the Bandeirantes. The Bandeirantes are private expeditionaries dedicated to exploring the Brazilian interior in search of natives to enslave. Oh God. However, there are whispers that there is gold to be found in the interior, which has caused many among the Bandeirantes to diversify their interests. We should sponsor their expeditions so that as many sources of gold are discovered as possible. So we now have an increased chance of discovering gold, which is so late, guys. So late, man. So late for that, I mean, I guess, we could pronounce gold now on Minas Gerais, right? And Minas Gerais gets Minas Gerais into the game. So I guess, Siberia now, we're colonizing over there, we'll have more of a chance of discovering gold. Okay. Cool. Minas Gerais, man. That's here, right? Or, I don't know. Minas Gerais, gold. Wow. Whoa. Minas Gerais. Cool. Yeah, man. Freaking beautiful, dude. Freaking beautiful, dude. An everlasting victory. Yeah, so they lost over 1 million. So we lost 1.5 million men, and they lost over 1 million. Now, they lost more in combat than I did, but I lost a lot in attrition. About half my casualties were in attrition. Well, they didn't lose a whole lot in attrition, but they lost a lot of guys in battle. Imagine this, guys, a war in the 1600s and over 2 million people dead in the war. It's nuts, dude. Bloody, bloody, bloody war, but an everlasting victory. Everlasting victory. Giving us intervene in Castile. Their succession has been in question on numerous occasions. Well, their succession, it went to France, guys. They went to France. And the Portuguese intervention has been a deciding factor now before. Perhaps it's time that we looked to our own interests when the next matter of succession arises. So yeah, wow. Permanent claim on the whole Iberia region we now have. Sheesh. Just look at this. Look at, oh my God, how beautiful this looks, man. Wow, this entire game, been going, there's just little Portugal here, and we've been expanding out to all these different parts of the world, but now we're finally, look at this. Portugal in Europe has grown, boys. It has grown. Look at that, man. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, we'll seize land. Whoa. It's a lot. Well, that's actually way more different particulars than I expected to see. Holy cow. What? Okay. Holy mackerel, dude. Like, what? Holy Toledo. All right, we'll put you on autonomous rebel suppression. Okay, I didn't expect it to be quite like this. Jeez, dude. What? Put you on autonomous rebel suppression too. Holy cow. Deal with these guys. That kind of distracted from my amazing feelings of relief, of victory, of sweet victory. Yeah, guys, man. Victory tastes sweet, guys. Victory tastes sweet. But yeah, we're going to save this. And guys, I think this is a perfect place to leave off. We did it, man. And yeah, permanent claim on the rest of this. And then next time I fight France, oh yeah, we're taking all the rest of that, man. Taking all the rest of that. Not only that, but look at all these other lands I've got, man. It's islands. Well, this right here. There's just South Africa. Look at that, man. It's beautiful. Yeah, wow, man. Portuguese, Brazil, dude. Looking not looking too bad. Yeah, holy cow. France, man. That's hurt, bro. That's hurt. Hurt, hurt, hurt. Hurt. Yeah, we'll do something with that next time. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate y'all. Come back for the next one. See you later. Victory tastes sweet.